What if the secret to a happy life isn't working harder, but simply believing that things will just work out? We all know that person who stays perfectly calm while everyone else is panicking. They don't have a secret map or a hidden fortune in their pocket. They simply have a mindset that says everything will be fine in the end. This is often called the "it will work out somehow" mentality. To some, it looks like laziness or even a lack of responsibility. But in the world of psychology, it is actually a powerful form of resilience. It is a mental strategy that helps people navigate through the chaos of life without breaking down. It is not about ignoring reality or closing your eyes to problems. It is about a deep and fundamental trust in one's own ability to adapt. People who think this way aren't just lucky. They have a specific psychological makeup that allows them to thrive in uncertainty. While others are paralyzed by the fear of the unknown, they are moving forward with a sense of ease. They believe that no matter what happens, they will find a way to handle it. This perspective acts as a protective shield against the toxic effects of chronic stress. It prevents the mind from falling into the trap of endless worrying and overthinking. In this exploration, we will look at why some people carry this golden confidence. We will break down the 3 distinct types of people who embrace this positive outlook. You might even find that you belong to one of these groups yourself. Understanding this mindset can help us transform our own relationship with the future. Let's start by looking at the first type, which we call the Adaptive Optimist. These are the individuals who possess incredible cognitive flexibility. When a plan fails, they don't see it as a total disaster. Instead, they see it as a simple change in direction. They understand that life is unpredictable and that rigid plans often lead to disappointment. The Adaptive Optimist is like a tree that bends with the wind instead of snapping. Their internal dialogue is focused on solutions rather than the weight of the problem. They say to themselves that if path A is blocked, path B will eventually open up. This prevents them from getting stuck in a cycle of frustration and regret. They have a natural ability to reframe negative situations into neutral or even positive ones. For them, a lost job is a chance for a better career, and a breakup is a path to self-discovery. They don't force things to happen according to a strict schedule. They trust the timing of their lives and believe that things happen for a reason. This sense of trust allows them to stay productive even when the outcome is uncertain. They don't waste energy on what-ifs because they are too busy living in the now. Psychologically, they have a high tolerance for ambiguity, which is a rare and valuable trait. While most people need every detail settled to feel safe, they are comfortable with the gray areas. They find peace in the fact that they cannot control everything. And because they don't try to control everything, they have more energy for what truly matters. The second type is the one driven by high self-efficacy. These people say things will work out because they know they will make it work. This is a very active form of optimism that is rooted in past successes. They look back at all the challenges they have already overcome and feel capable. They have a strong internal locus of control, which means they believe they influence their own destiny. Even when external circumstances are messy, they focus on their own actions. They believe that their effort and their skills are enough to bridge any gap. It is not a blind faith in the universe, but a solid faith in their own hands and mind. When they encounter a hurdle, they don't wait for a miracle. They start building a ladder immediately because they believe a ladder is possible. This mindset reduces anxiety because the person feels powerful rather than helpless. Anxiety usually grows in the space where we feel we have no influence. But the person with high self-efficacy fills that space with action and confidence. They don't need to know exactly how the ending looks right now. They just need to know that they are the ones writing the story. This type of person often inspires others because their confidence is contagious. They project a sense of stability that makes people around them feel safe. However, they are also humble enough to know that they might need help along the way. They don't see asking for help as a sign of weakness, but as another tool for success. For them, the phrase "it will work out" is a promise they make to themselves. It is a commitment to keep moving until the situation improves. This brings us to the third type, which is the flow seeker. The flow seeker is slightly different because they focus on the beauty of the process. They are less concerned with the final destination and more focused on the current experience. They believe that if they stay aligned with their values, the results will take care of themselves. This is a very spiritual or philosophical approach to the "it will work out" mindset. They often practice mindfulness and stay deeply rooted in the present moment. To a flow seeker, the future is a distant concept that shouldn't ruin the today. They trust that the universe or life has a certain rhythm that is generally helpful. When they face a challenge, they don't push against it with raw force. They look for the path of least resistance and follow their intuition. They believe that most of our stress comes from trying to swim against the current. By letting go of the need to dominate every situation, they find a profound sense of relief. This doesn't mean they are passive or that they give up easily. It means they are highly selective about where they spend their emotional energy. They don't fight battles that don't need to be fought. They save their strength for the things that truly align with their soul. This type of person often experiences more coincidences and lucky breaks. Psychologically, this is because their relaxed state allows them to notice opportunities others miss. When the mind is tight and anxious, it becomes narrow and misses the big picture. But the flow seeker has a wide and open perspective that welcomes new possibilities. They are the ones who find a new friend at a bus stop or a new idea in a quiet park. They believe that as long as they are moving with good intentions, the world will provide. This mindset is a beautiful antidote to the modern culture of constant hustle and grind. It reminds us that sometimes the best thing we can do is just breathe and wait. Wait for the dust to settle and for the path to become clear on its own. Of course, staying positive like this isn't always easy in a world full of bad news. It requires a conscious effort to filter out the noise and focus on the light. But for those who master this way of thinking, the rewards are immense. They enjoy better physical health because their cortisol levels remain lower. They have stronger relationships because they don't project their fears onto others. And they find more joy in the small things because they aren't always chasing the next big thing. You might find that you are a mix of all three types depending on the day. Some days you are the adaptive optimist changing your plans with a smile. Other days you are the high self-efficacy warrior taking charge of your world. And occasionally you find the grace to be a flow seeker, letting life carry you along. Each of these types shares a common thread of hope and inner strength. They all agree on one fundamental truth, that worry is a waste of imagination. Instead of imagining the worst possible outcome, they choose to imagine the best. And even if the best doesn't happen, they know they have the tools to handle the reality. This is the ultimate freedom that comes from the "it will work out" mentality. It is the freedom from the prison of fear and the chains of perfectionism. It allows us to be messy and human while still believing in our own value. So, the next time you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, take a breath. Remember that you have survived every single one of your hardest days so far. The track record of your life suggests that you are a natural survivor. The universe has a way of rearranging itself to fit your needs when you stay open. Trusting the process is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of profound mental maturity. It requires more courage to be hopeful than it does to be cynical in a difficult world. When we say it will work out, we are setting an intention for our subconscious mind to follow. Our brains are natural problem solvers that work best when they are not clouded by panic. By maintaining a calm state, we allow our analytical mind to function at its highest level. This leads to better decision-making and more creative solutions to everyday obstacles. Think about the many times you were worried about something that never actually happened. Most of our fears are just shadows, created by our own imagination and lack of sleep. People who live with this ease understand that most things are temporary. They know that even the hardest seasons of life eventually give way to spring. This perspective gives them the patience to wait out the storm without losing their spark. It also makes them incredibly attractive to others who are looking for a sense of hope. Positive energy is a magnet that draws in helpful people and unexpected opportunities. When you project confidence in the future, the world tends to meet you halfway. It is like a self-fulfilling prophecy where your belief creates the reality you desire. This doesn't mean life will be perfect or that you will never experience sadness. It means that your sadness will not be the end of your story, but just a chapter. In psychology, this is often linked to a high level of emotional intelligence. These individuals are masters at regulating their own internal state regardless of external noise. They don't let a bad morning turn into a bad day or a bad week. They have the ability to reset their mind with a simple thought or a deep breath. You can start practicing this today by releasing the need to know every single step. Try focusing only on the very next right thing you need to do and let the rest go. Small victories build the momentum that eventually turns into a major breakthrough. Remember that even the most successful people in history faced moments of total doubt. The difference is that they didn't let that doubt become their permanent home. They kept a small light of "it will work out" burning in the back of their minds. That light was enough to guide them through the darkest tunnels and over the highest peaks. You have that same light within you, even if it feels a bit dim right now. Every time you choose trust over fear, you are making that light shine a bit brighter. It is a muscle that gets stronger every single time you decide to stay calm. You might start noticing that things actually do start working out more often. This isn't magic, but the result of you being more aware of the good around you. When you aren't looking for problems, you have more eyes for the solutions. Your life becomes a series of meaningful events rather than a series of chores. You start to see the hidden lessons in the delays and the wisdom in the detours. This mindset is the ultimate form of self-care and mental preservation. It protects your heart from the bitterness that comes from constant fighting with life. You deserve to live a life that feels like a gentle flow, rather than a constant struggle. You are worthy of peace, and you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. So trust yourself and trust the journey that you are currently on. The challenges you face today are the building blocks of the strength you will have tomorrow. There is a deep intelligence in the way things unfold when we stop resisting. Just like the stars only appear when it is dark enough, some gifts only come in tough times. Keep your head held high, and your heart open to the wonders that are coming. You are exactly where you need to be to learn what you need to know. Relax and let the tension leave your body and your mind right now. Everything is falling into place even if you can't see the full picture yet. Believe in the beauty of the unknown and the strength of your own spirit. In the end, you will look back and realize that everything truly did work out.